It's AB Conversation. We back live and direct. WICR Radio. Low level LaPenta across the street, across the hallway from the TV room. Anthony calls the A. Benzino the Heroes the B. This is AB Conversation. We talk about sports here, and we're gonna get into the Knicks.
And we're making big things happen.
Yes.
Okay.
The Knicks basketball, NBA basketball, New York Knicks basketball.
AKA Ben's favorite team, AKA Ben's favorite sport, AKA
Mr. 62.
Mr. 62.
Mr. 62. You know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about. You want to tell me who you're talking about, though?
Carmelo Anthony.
Carmelo, as in Mello. Anthony.
Oh.
62 points.
New Knicks record. New Madison Square Garden record. He beat Bernard King's record.
My gosh. All in one night. All in one night. The man was on fire.
He was on fire. I knew he was going to go for 40.
And you know what was funny? The games before, his legs were giving out.
Yeah.
He was very fatigued. He couldn't get anything on his shots.
Yeah.
You realize he was missing from 3-point range all the time.
But he had to get rebounds. That's another issue with the Knicks. He had to get rebounds. That's why his legs are tired.
Yeah, but he was fatigued, and it was very like almost miraculous.
This game happened last Friday. I wore my Knicks boxers, my Knicks shirt, and my Knicks hat. I knew something was going down. That has to be on the record.
No, can I ask you why you never wear all that stuff all the time? Because if you did, maybe they would win all the time.
Oh, well, you gonna buy me some more gear?
Sure, why not?
All right.
I'll get you some more gear.
Let's go.
Is next Christmas okay?
Ooh, yeah.
It's a long way off. I mean, I don't know if that's going to do anything for their 27 losses, or are we up to 28?
27.
27 losses. So I mean, Mello.
3-pointer, Carmelo Anthony.
That guy's voice gets a little annoying, don't you think? I mean, I like it, but you know what I love in the NBA is when the opposing team scores. It's like Carmelo Anthony, and then we got
Kemba Walker.
Kemba Walker. I loved it last night when I was watching the Heats and the Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Heat got the best guy for that when they do the opposing team. Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan.
Very mellow tone.
Very, very. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
But what is the state of the Knicks right now? What is their status?
They won 2 games in a row.
I guess it's optimistic.
Yo, before winning 2 games in a row, they lost 5 in a row. Before losing 5 in a row, they won 5 in a row.
That's true.
They're in a funk.
So, I mean, players have been blaming Mike Woodson. They've been saying that at this point, I believe it was Melo and Chandler. They were turning on each other when they were on their last losing streak, and they said the defensive schemes weren't working.
It's very surprising for Tyson Chandler. Tyson Chandler is usually a stand-up guy.
Yeah.
And him going to the media, he sent a message. Going to the media and say that he could have told Mike Woodson to his face, but he wanted a message to be sent.
Exactly. Now, did you believe that the defensive operations weren't working for the Knicks? I believe it was the Sixers game that they spoke out after. That disgusting, horrible game where Iman Shumpert didn't make his rotation and left Melo and was guarding Melo's man with Melo, leaving the man open in the corner for a wide open look at a 3.
Evan Turner had 34, career high for him.
The Sixers are terrible.
They suck.
They're terrible. They are terrible, and I'm getting fired up right now because the Knicks just showed that they were worse. The fact that they couldn't win that game.
They played down to the competition.
Oh, exactly. That was
mad.
It was horrible. It was just horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I hate to get back on their losing streak, but I mean that's what you got to do.
It happened. While during the time off of AB Conversation, J.R. Smith and his shoelaces.
Oh gosh!
Oh,
don't start me on the clown.
He has a fetish for aglets. You know what aglets are?
What aglets?
The little plastic stuff on the shoelace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's trying to listen to me. Right now, you know what this is? This is similar to the 1978 Bronx Zoo Yankees. You know what the only difference is? The Yankees won. It worked for them. Mm-hmm. The zoo here. The New York Knicks zoo that's going on hasn't been working for them.
Nah.
You know, J.R. Smith,
Knucklehead.
I'm sorry, my levels are going way too high.
Right.
J.R. Smith untying shoelaces. Beno Udra requesting to get traded. Do me a favor, leave, please. We don't need you. I don't think this team needs you right now because you know what? They can't win with you. And really, who the hell are you?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really do anything that you're the person that really has to say, please trade me? How about Carmelo Anthony says that? Because right now he's playing with a team, no team, I should say. He plays with no team around him.
Everybody's been lowered down to expectations. Iman Shumpert, Anthony thought he was going to have a breakout year. So far, that's not happening.
His head's not in the game.
J.R. Smith's being a knucklehead. Raymond Felton.
He can't do anything.
Nah, he's been injured. Come on.
Okay.
Felton been injured.
Fine, he's been injured, but when he comes back, do you really think that? I mean, I'm sorry. What do you really think though do you really think that's the factor in this?
No, Raymond Felton's not the factor.
How about the fact that Bargnani, right? I don't care what the hell his shooting percentage is. I don't care. Every time I see him touch the ball and take a shot, I feel like he misses.
It's different because Bargnani is now out indefinitely. He tried to dunk it on somebody and tore a ligament. Therefore,
he fell on his elbow.
Yeah, therefore Bargnani's out of the lineup. The game after Bargnani's out the lineup, Melo goes for 62. Second game without Bargnani in the lineup, he goes for 35. Is Bargnani getting less touches for Carmelo?
Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Repeat that one more time.
Since Bargnani is in the game, he usually gets the ball and shoots.
Right.
With Bargnani out the game, now Melo has the ball more.
Right, and look what happened, 62 points.
Yeah.
So look, this is the argument I've been making to people. This is the argument that I wanted to tell you, Ben. And nobody seems to get it. Or sometimes I hear people, Bargnani, he's good. Bargnani's good. Listen to me. The man, every time I look at him, when he's got to look at shooting the ball, he misses.
Yeah.
He misses, and that's why you just gave me the facts of what I said is true. Carmelo now has more time with possession with the basketball. He gets to shoot it more, and he has 2 games where he basically runs the whole league.
But sometimes that's bad. To Carmelo Anthony with the final 2 minutes with the Knicks trying to win the game, it's Carmelo Anthony versus whatever team they're trying to beat. It's Carmelo isolation ball.
I understand
so
that.
The ball goes to Melo with 2 minutes left, and they're down.
Okay, but let me pose this to you. They're winning. They're winning.
They weren't before?
They're winning, but they're winning right now. Before, we just talked about how they were sharing the ball more because Bargnani was in. He was obviously getting the ball more, and they were losing. Carmelo has the ball more. He's putting up monster nights. I understand that's not going to last because if you run a team, like you said, on one player, that player's going to give out one time or another.
Definitely.
Especially with 2 monster nights like that in a row. But they're winning.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. This team needs to do something to win.
Melo said he's tired of losing.
I would be tired of losing to him too. And if I was him, I would leave. After this season, I would sign with somebody else.
Don't say that.
I'm not saying that because Carmelo is the Knicks right now.
Yeah.
He's the heart, and we need Carmelo in New York. Carmelo is somebody that brings people out to watch the games. Makes Benzino watch the games, makes me watch the games.
I watch the games regardless. You feel me? I watch the games on MSG.
Because
not ESPN, not TNT, MSG.
Because Ben's a diehard Knicks fan since his birth. But listen to me. The facts are simple. Carmelo Anthony is like your Alex Rodriguez. He's like your Derek Jeter. He's your player that brings people out. I understand why they need to keep him. But I'm just telling you, if I was him, I would not be mad at myself if I decided to leave after this season.
Definitely.
If he cares enough about,
about
if he cares about winning and gets an offer from a team that wins instead of a team that has nobody around him, I would go.
Melo can wait a year after if he signs in the offseason. In 2015, James Dolan said, "Yo, Carmelo, stay." Can I tell you why? Because in 2015, you want this player? Okay. You want that player? Okay. We'll get him for you because they'll have cap room.
That's true. So, all right. So you're saying that could be a good argument for him to stay. I see that. I see that point of view. I feel like that might be the only argument for him to stay because right now it's a mess.
Yeah, Amari's out, and Kenya Martin. They both have ankle injuries.
Yeah.
Our Metta World Peace hasn't played in a heck of the games. Prigioni's just coming back. He missed 26 games already. So, and the Knicks don't have a first-round draft pick, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Listen, it's a very bad time to be a Knicks fan. It's a bad time. It's a bad spot. I mean, where do they go from here? This is what I want to pose the question to you: can they use this little run they have and turn it into something?
Yes, it's the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference
It's
is
terrible.
Terrible.
The Eastern Conference is terrible. Who's in first place? The Raptors?
No,
Yeah.
no. The division is Raptors. Nets are a game and a half.
The Nets are in
Nets are a
second
game
place.
and a half.
They're 20 and 22.
Yeah,
The Nets.
Yeah, they played tonight against the Raptors. So
They're 20 and 22. They're 20 and 22. So I mean, the Nets. Listen to me. The division is horrible. I think that the main thing right now for the Knicks to do is try and get on a nice morale boost. I think that it was the most beautiful thing in the world to see the crowd going crazy the night Melo scored 62.
yeah,
To see the team alleviating all the pressure, getting rid of all the pain because they were gravitating towards Melo's big night.
the Knicks were on a 8-game, 7-game homestand, and throughout that homestand they were losing. They were getting their butts annihilated. The Nets whipped them. The Sixers whipped them. Who else came? The Clippers.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know what? I want to ask you this
The
question.
Garden was a ghost town.
You know what? I want to ask you this question, and I really don't understand why this happens. Why are the Knicks able to get up for a game against the Miami Heat and beat arguably the best team in the NBA next to, the only the argument is the Pacers, which people would say can make an argument that they're the best.
Yeah.
But how can the Knicks get up for a team that's arguably the best in the NBA and beat them? And they beat them fair and square.
Yeah.
There was no messing around. They beat them. They really beat them, and they showed they have potential, which leads me to believe the Knicks do have potential.
They do.
What? But it doesn't connect.
Doesn't connect.
It don't make sense. It does not make sense, the fact that they can beat a team like that and then fall to every single team after, especially a team like the Sixers.
It's despicable at times, but
So what is the you don't have an answer for that?
yeah, I don't.
I wish I hope you say you
I watch every game. I don't got an answer for this.
I hope you say you don't have an answer, because I don't want to hear an answer, because there's no answer for it.
There's not.
It doesn't make sense.
Go Knicks though.
Ben is getting depressed as we talk
Go
about
Knicks.
this.
Let's go on the lighter side of the story of very upper morale. Let's take a train down to Brooklyn.
Let's go, Brooklyn.
I hate that shit.
Brooklyn.
I hate that shit,
I actually like it.
Nah.
I like the way that the Brooklyn Nets have. I like the Barclays.
Have you been?
I've never been.
Nah, we gotta go. We gotta take a game down there.
We gotta go, but I just like the atmosphere. I feel like it's. Look, Madison Square. That's the Mecca, as you said.
Yes.
You said that a while ago. Taking Ben's line, that's the Mecca. But I like Barclays. I think it brings excitement. I think the way they set up things with production.
It's a city morale, I believe. When I think of the Brooklyn Nets, I don't think of the Nets. I think Brooklyn.
Yeah, I understand.
Mhm.
But I'm just saying that, when it comes to, kind of the way, I think it's the music. I think a lot of it has to do with what they play in the stadium.
I don't like the Garden music sometimes they play.
I don't like it. I like the Barclays music.
Okay.
I like it set up better. But take us to Brooklyn. What's going on?
January is the month that we're in.
That's correct. Unless I fell asleep for a month and we're in February.
Nah, the Nets are 10-1 in the month of January. Brook Lopez on the break, he is injured. He's out for the year with a broken leg.
Mm-hmm.
So no Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is the center for the Brooklyn Nets. So people have to step up. And Andre Blatt has stepped up. Joe
big
Johnson, he's getting all that money, and now he's shooting.
That kid, Joe Johnson's going to be a big-time player come soon.
He already is.
Well, no, but listen to me. I'm saying he's going to make a case at being one of the best players in the NBA. I'm saying, I understand he's a big player. This is what I'm saying. Right now in the NBA, if you had to pick your top 3 in the NBA, I'd probably throw out LeBron, KD, not KG, Kevin Durant.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it sounded like KG. Paul George.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably throw out those 3 names.
Okay.
Just off the top of my head, not thinking too much.
You're not wrong.
I'm not wrong, but maybe there could have been some other controversial things but those are off the top of the noggin,
Continue.
Anyway, so I would say them, and I'm saying that Joe Johnson in a few years is, or maybe 1 or 2 years, is going to make a case at maybe number 4 or number 5 in that list.
Joe Johnson fell off a little bit from last year's first year with the Brooklyn Nets. He didn't play up to his contract, even though he had three game winning buzzer beaters. Joe Johnson scoring the ball now with Darren Williams coming back. So with Joe Johnson being the primary scorer, he's the catalyst for the offense. With Brook Lopez being out, Kevin Garnett moved to the center.
Yeah.
And Kevin Garnett or Blatch. And Paul Pierce is now playing the 4, the power forward position.
Which I think is best for him.
With him being at an age,
that's his position.
He can slow down now.
Yeah.
He can still shoot.
I think that he fits bestly. I think he fits best in the power forward position. But I think it was excellent the fact that Joe Johnson really carried the team on his back while Darren Williams was out.
Yes.
Now with him back, as you said, things go back a little bit more to where they should be. And I really have a confident feeling that the Nets are going to make a run at first place.
They can. For the division or the conference?
For the division.
Okay. Yeah, they can. Because Teletovic is also playing well. Number 33 on the Nets, Teletovic.
I like Teletovic. I think, did you see, I loved how the Heat came in here and we beat them around.
Yeah.
Nets, Knicks, boom. Come in, whack them around, send them back to Miami.
It's a New York thing.
Teletovic took LeBron James.
He took him out.
He wrapped him up, and I was happy to see that.
And he smiled.
Yeah, he smiled. LeBron got up. LeBron was all PO'd. He came up to Teletovic. Teletovic was smiling. So you know what? I like that. I like gritty, dirty play. I like the better team getting pushed around by the lesser team.
And this also goes to Jason Kidd's credit.
Jason Kidd, yeah.
Because before our last show, Jason Kidd recently had a spill incident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I watch that.
Yeah, so far long ago, you forget about these things. But these
Yeah.
are factors into a whole season. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
Absolutely. And it is a marathon. And that's why a lot of these times you see LeBron James coming out of the game, Dwayne Wade come out of the game, especially Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, he's coming off the bench.
Dwayne Wade don't play 2 games back to back
Nah.
because of his knees. But these guys need to be teams that know they're going to be in the postseason need to preserve those players
Definitely.
for the postseason. And the Heat know they're going to be in the postseason. The Pacers know they're going to be in the postseason. But the Pacers they're younger, I think.
They're young. They have some firepower off the bench.
Exactly, they're younger. But I really believe that the Nets are going to run this. They're going to ride this run. And did you see the game last night with the Celtics?
Nah, I watched the Knicks game.
Yeah, I didn't watch the game either. But all I know is the fact that KG and Paul Pierce were in tears, pretty much.
Yeah, because they returned back to Boston.
Now, I want to ask you something. This has been bothering me. In baseball, when a player goes to another team, all of a sudden that team becomes theirs. Oh, I love this team. This is my team. You know, this is where I want to be.
Yes.
I haven't felt the presence of Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce on the Nets all year long. I feel like they are still Celtics, and I feel like they're not changing from that. Because in the press conference yesterday, they were saying that things like Kevin Garnett said, "I'm going to bleed green till I die, and I'm gonna be buried bleeding green." Do you really want your teammates? I understand it's emotional.
Yeah.
I understand they can thank the fans. They can say, wow, it was emotional bringing me back. Do you really want your players saying that they're going to bleed green till they die?
Well, Paul Pierce been there from the get-go. He's seen the bad part of the Celtics.
The Celtics, and he's seen the championship team caliber.
Championship. So for Paul Pierce, I would say Paul Pierce should be bleeding green. Kevin Garnett, he also played for the the Minnesota Timberwolves before becoming a Celtic.
That's true.
So that was that part of his earlier career.
That's true. But do you believe that's appropriate for them to be able to say that stuff as a net?
Nah, because Jason Terry's on the team and he didn't win a championship with them. But Jason Terry wasn't on as long as the team as Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, so I understand why Jason Terry didn't say it. I can understand why Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett said, "I'm bleeding green."
You can understand.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe it's a difference of opinion. In my opinion, I would really prefer my players not to act like Celtics. It's fine if you've been there forever. I totally get it. That's your team. We all know that deep down in your heart, that's your team. But you can't